Under a shrinking lake in the California desert sits a discovery worth $540 billion. The Department of Energy just confirmed 18 million tons of lithium, enough to build batteries for 375 million electric vehicles. That's more cars than currently exist on American roads, and it could end America's dependence on foreign lithium forever. 18 million metric tons. That's the Department of Energy's latest estimate for the amount of lithium hidden beneath the Salton Sea, a number that instantly dwarfs every previous survey. Just a few years ago, experts thought the region might hold 4 million tons. The new data, drawn from hundreds of deep wells and cutting-edge chemical analysis, reveals a resource 4 times larger than anyone imagined. At today's market price, that translates to $540 billion, enough to rival the annual economic output of some entire states. But the impact goes far beyond dollar signs. With this much lithium, the United States could build batteries for 375 million electric vehicles. That's more than every car and truck currently registered across the country. Maya Patel, the lead geochemist on the DOE team, calls it a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build a domestic industry from the ground up. It's not just one of the world's largest lithium brine deposits. It's the kind of find that can change the balance of global manufacturing and energy security. The numbers alone speak to the scale. A 4-fold jump in known reserves, $500 billion in value, and the power to fuel the world's shift to clean energy, all under a single California lake. Phones, laptops, electric cars, and even backup power for the grid all run on lithium. This silvery metal isn't just inside gadgets. It's the backbone of batteries that store renewable energy and drive the shift away from fossil fuels. Over the past decade, global demand has surged. The World Bank projects a 500% jump in lithium demand by 2050, fueled by millions of electric vehicles and the push for cleaner energy. The United States, despite its technological edge, buys more than 70% of its lithium from overseas, relying heavily on suppliers in Chile, Australia, and China. Every shipment that crosses the ocean ties American jobs and manufacturing to foreign markets, leaving the country exposed to price spikes and supply chain risks. From smartphones to solar farms, lithium is the hidden ingredient that keeps the 21st century economy running. If supply falls short, factories stall and clean energy goals slip out of reach. That's why securing a stable, homegrown source isn't just about minerals, it's about national strength, economic security, and the ability to lead in a world racing toward electrification. The story of the Salton Sea's lithium treasure begins with a disaster and ends with a scientific marvel. In 1905, the Colorado River burst through its levees, flooding a stretch of desert in Southern California and creating a lake where one hadn't existed for centuries. But what truly set this place apart was what happened underground. The Salton Sea sits directly atop the San Andreas Fault, a zone where the Earth's crust is stretched and torn by tectonic forces. Over millions of years, this restless geology created deep cracks that let superheated water rise from below. At depths of 2 to 3 kilometers, temperatures soar to nearly 300 degrees Celsius. When this hot water, called geothermal brine, circulates through layers of volcanic rock and ancient clay, it dissolves lithium and other minerals, concentrating them far beyond what's found in most lakes or aquifers. The result? Brines containing about 200 parts per million lithium, several times richer than most known deposits. Unlike traditional lithium sources that rely on slow evaporation or hard rock mining, the Salton Sea's chemistry is driven by heat and pressure, not sunlight or shovels. This unique combination of a man-made lake, powerful fault lines, and volcanic geology built a natural battery beneath the desert, one that could now help power the world's clean energy future. America's edge in the race for clean energy doesn't rest on a single discovery. The Salton Sea's 18 million metric tons of lithium may grab headlines, but it's only part of a broader national portfolio. In Nevada and Oregon, the McDermott caldera holds about 2 million metric tons of lithium-rich clay. Down in Arkansas, the Smackover Formation adds roughly 1 million tons, locked in ancient brine beneath old oil fields. Add it all up, and the United States sits atop an estimated 25 million metric tons of lithium, enough to supply more than 500 million electric vehicles. That's more batteries than there are cars and trucks on every road in America today, and more than enough to meet the soaring demand projected for decades ahead. With these resources, the country can move from dependence on foreign suppliers to real energy independence, building a secure, homegrown supply chain for the technologies that will shape the 21st century. The Salton Sea may be the crown jewel, but it's the combined strength of these basins that gives America its advantage. Direct lithium extraction, or DLE, is the breakthrough that turns the Salton Sea's promise into a practical, clean solution. Instead of sprawling evaporation ponds or open-pit mines, DLE uses a closed-loop system that works hand-in-hand with geothermal power plants already running in Imperial County. Hot brine, rich in lithium, is pumped from deep underground and passed through a series of specialized filters. Think of them as high-tech coffee filters designed to capture lithium ions. Once the lithium is separated, over 99% of the water is recycled and sent right back underground, preserving scarce desert resources. The entire process runs on geothermal energy, drawing just half a megawatt hour of electricity per ton of lithium, far less than traditional mining. This means fewer emissions, minimal land use, and almost no impact on local water supplies. As Jeff Marutian from the Department of Energy puts it, this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build a secure domestic supply chain while protecting the environment. For a region long defined by drought and economic hardship, the technology offers a rare chance to lead the world in sustainable resource extraction. 3 companies have already staked their claim on the Salton Sea's lithium future, backing it up with more than $2.5 billion in real investment. Berkshire Hathaway Energy Renewables is putting $1.2 billion into retrofitting its 10 geothermal plants with direct lithium extraction modules, turning power stations into dual-purpose energy and lithium hubs. Controlled Thermal Resources, an independent developer, has committed $800 million to its Hell's Kitchen project, a geothermal-driven DLE plant set to break ground soon. Energy Source Minerals rounds out the trio with a $600 million pilot at its Blue Lake site, the first in the region to earn full environmental clearance. Each company is taking a different approach to the same goal, extracting lithium from the hot brine already flowing beneath the desert. BHE is layering lithium capture onto existing steam generation. CTR is building a new modular plant with advanced brine recirculation. ESM is piloting a compact, low-footprint system designed for rapid scaling. These aren't speculative ventures, They're backed by federal grants, state partnerships, and private capital, with construction contracts signed and equipment already arriving. For Imperial County, this means jobs, training programs, and the beginnings of a new industry rooted in American ingenuity. The groundwork is in place, and the first shovels have already hit the dirt. In Imperial County, where the average household brings in about $50,000 a year, the lithium boom promises a rare shot at real change. Construction alone is expected to create between 2,500 and 3,000 jobs, enough to fill every seat in the local high school football stadium several times over. Once the plants are running, another 800 to 1,000 permanent jobs will open up, from plant operators and lab technicians to maintenance crews and logistics specialists. County officials have secured agreements so that at least 80% of royalties and tax revenue stay right here, funding everything from schools to health clinics. The region is already branding itself as Lithium Valley, hoping to turn a century of economic hardship into a future built on clean energy. Juan Gonzalez, a third-generation almond farmer, puts it simply, this is the first time in decades our kids might not have to leave home to find good work. For families like his, the promise of steady paychecks and new skills is more than a headline, it's hope. By 2035, the United States is projected to become a net exporter of lithium, a reversal of decades spent relying on foreign supply. The Salton Sea's resource, when combined with new facilities in Nevada and Arkansas, is set to meet and surpass domestic demand, anchoring a homegrown battery industry from raw material to finished product. This isn't just a supply chain upgrade, it's a chance to rewrite the rules of global competition. With direct lithium extraction running on geothermal power, the U.S. can cut up to 150 million metric tons of carbon emissions by mid-century, all while avoiding the sprawling mines and water waste that define overseas operations. Professor Michael McKibben, one of the geologists behind the DOE's resource estimate, puts it this way: we are looking at a once-in-a-generation opportunity. The lithium under the Salton Sea gives America the chance to lead the clean energy revolution, not just follow it. The stakes are clear. A secure, sustainable lithium supply strengthens national security, keeps manufacturing and jobs on American soil, and positions the country to export clean technology to the world. What started as a local breakthrough now stands as a blueprint for energy independence, climate action, and economic renewal on a national scale. Right now, America imports over 99% of its lithium, yet beneath a forgotten lake lies enough to power every car on the road, create thousands of jobs, and redefine energy independence. Lithium Valley isn't just a resource, it's a test of American ambition. The future is waiting.